I have been meaning to give you guys my recipe from scratch to make chocolate cake donuts, okay? They're so simple, they're so easy, they're so affordable, and they are quite a frugal thing. You see the picture of it on the thumbnail, my actual chocolate cake donuts that I made. So good. And they have a little bit of a chew to them. Just imagine those donuts that everybody's familiar with, the chocolate ones in that famous place that you could get with the amazing coffee that they sell. You know what I'm talking about. And when you bite into those, ever notice that they have a slight chew to them? Well, just like that, so do mine. I worked hard to figure out how to get it to that texture because for me, texture is also important. And they are just so cute. If you don't have a donut pan, for your oven, I strongly recommend that you get one. The ones I use are the silicone ones. Oh my word, I bought them about 1 month ago. They are my favorite brand new baking toy. I really consider them like a toy. I got a really great deal on them. Three pans for $5.32 on that platform that begins with letter A. So one could literally make 18 donuts. Now, this recipe that I'm going to give you makes 12, a dozen donuts. Try to get the pans that I'm recommending because for maximum texture and flavor, in my opinion, I mean, it has nothing to do with flavor, but you add the flavor. But for maximum texture to the desired way that I like it, you're really going to appreciate that. If you have a metal one, that's fine too. Whatever donut pan that you have for your oven, but you have to have a donut pan in order to make these. You can't just not do that, in my honest. So get the donut pan, so worth it. And you'll be shocked and amazed. You can make different flavors. But this one is a chocolate donut from scratch, no frying, oven, which makes life so easy. Here are the ingredients, the list of ingredients that you will need. 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of regular sugar. Now you may want to add a tablespoon extra to that 1/2 cup of regular sugar. I did. I'm just saying what I did. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg already beaten, 1/2 cup of milk, okay? 1 capful of oil. You only need 1 capful of oil. You don't need tons of oil. You don't need tons of eggs. Non-stick spray for your silicone donut pan. So I preheated my oven at 350. I mixed all the dry ingredients together. I whisked them together, all the dry ingredients. My egg was already beaten up. I could put a 1/2 cup of milk to that and the capful of oil. Oh, I forgot to mention, optional, but I did it. 1 capful of vanilla extract. Okay. I also added a pinch of ground cinnamon. Again, optional. The vanilla and the cinnamon are optional, but I did use them. Okay. They came out really, really good. So, meantime, okay, you put it all together, dry ingredients, then add the wet ingredients, and then you don't need a mixer. You do it by hand, do it all in one. What I did, now this is important. Do you have a pourable pitcher? This helped me. I had a plastic pitcher that I always use for like baking, not baking, making pancakes or whatever. And I fill that up. I mix all the ingredients, not in a mixing bowl. I put it in the pitcher. And then once everything was all mixed together, you don't overmix, just make sure it's well mixed together. Do it by hand. I mean, by like your fingers, hand. You don't have to use a hand mixer at all. No equipment. All right. So I mixed that well. I let it sit a minute. Okay. Then what I did was I took my silicone donut pans and I poured just one turn around. I poured it from the pitcher. I didn't have to use a piping bag. If you have a piping bag, you go around one time with the piping bag. No matter how you get it into the donut pan, take it just one turn around. Some people have no equipment and they're using a tablespoon or something to get it in. That's okay. one turn around. Okay. You don't want to overfill. All right. So, anyway, so I poured carefully, one turn around, one turn around, one turn around for each and every donut cavity in the pan. Then the oven has been preheating to 350 degrees, and it was sprayed, of course, with nonstick. And guess what? Baked it for just 15 minutes. 1-5. Now, what I always do, I always test for doneness. So I happen to take a back of a spoon. I flipped it upside down, not the spoon part where you put in your mouth, the other part. It's a little bit of a point on the end. I stuck it in. It came out clean, exactly at 15 minutes. Everybody's oven seems to vary. So check, accordingly. So for me, 15 minutes was perfection plus. Okay. Take the whole thing out of the oven, let it sit. I just let it rest in its pans, do nothing to it. Oh, by the way, don't forget to do this. Put your silicone pans on a baking sheet, okay? That way you don't have like flippy pans just on your racks. No, it's so much easier this way. Put the two pans, okay? 2 pans of 6, going to yield 12, okay? On a baking sheet, okay? You put it in the oven that way, take it out of the oven that way. Let it sit. Do nothing to it. I let it rest for a good half hour, 40 minutes. Then what I did, okay, after that, I took that same baking sheet. This is what I did. You could do whatever you want. But here's what I did. Remember, I'm using the silicone pans. There goes the bird clock. I had lined that sheet with aluminum foil, okay? When I felt it was time for me to flip over the silicone pans to release the little donuts, it's so cute. I flipped them on top of my aluminum foil covered pans, nicey nice. I did that because I also made a little bit of a drizzle. I just took a little bit of glaze. How do you do that? So simple. I eyeballed it, powdered sugar, a little bit of milk mixed together, nothing else. When everything was extremely cooled off the way I wanted it, I took a fork, put the fork inside of that mixture. I let it drizzle across the donuts. And then right after that, I took rainbow sprinkles, so pretty, so cute, and I shook the rainbow sprinkles on top. Voila, voila, chocolate donuts from scratch. No fuss, no muss, no greasy mess, no nothing. And to me, the texture, I'm all about texture with food. I don't know about you. But for me, I wanted to achieve that little bit. When you bite into that donut, that famous donut that you get, everybody loves to get them, and they get coffee to go with it because their coffee is really good. I agree. Their coffee is really good. I'm just saying the truth. Now, when you bite into that kind of a donut, there's a little bit of a chew. There's a little bit of a pull. It's not like biting into a chocolate cupcake. Like a cupcake has like a fluffy feel. My donut has a little bit of a chew to it, a slight, which is the way it's, in my opinion. Now you could agree or disagree. I'm not saying it's like bready. It's like slight chew, like comparable in my honest to the one outside. Look how simple this is. Keep this recipe handy somewhere. Write it down. Put it in your computer if you like it. Look how, come on, many people. Let's think about this for a second. Talk about economical. We talk all the time about the economy, the economy. Then people spend like $12 on donuts. I just gave you the recipe to make the cutest little adorable donuts ever on the cheap. All you need is the cocoa. Most people have that unsweetened cocoa at home. Flour, big deal. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Half cup of sugar, the white granulated. I didn't even ask you to get brown sugar. 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar. Most people in their baking, stuff have at least baking powder, baking soda, salt. Very commonly, people have salt. 1 egg, not 3. Some recipes really ask for lots and lots of heavy-duty ingredients. No. 1 egg. 1/2 a cup of milk. It could be regular milk. It could be low-fat milk. Whatever milk you got, that milk. 1 capful of oil. not a third of a cup of oil, not a half a cup of oil. Ugh, one cap full of oil. You'll be shocked and amazed how velvety smooth this recipe comes out. The batter, velvety smooth. Follow the directions to the letter, and you will achieve a wonderful goal. Take a look again at the thumbnail. Got to snap a picture of this before I forget, because I'm recording this a week ahead of time. Excuse me. So I put some in a pan, and what I did was I drizzled the glaze over it. And then right after I drizzled the glaze over it, I took my handy dandy rainbow sprinkles and I went all around. So cute. Listen, makes a nice little hostess gift too. If you plan to visit someone, excuse me, just throw it together. Doesn't take long. It's not earth shattering to make, but you'll surprise your friends and family with these wonderful, wonderful donuts. And they're going to want the recipe, I'm telling you. So enjoy my recipe. Hope you like it. It'll be a money saver. It'll be delicious. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really do, as always, appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to come back tomorrow again at 5 a.m. Yes, every single morning at 5 a.m. Don't forget to take good care of yourself, because you can't take care of anyone else unless you take pretty good care of yourself and your amazing family. Thank you.